Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Mpumalanga, and today I'll be looking at the mathematics paper 1 from last year's September trial exam for grade 12s. And today's question is question 4, which is functions. One of the topics that is mostly not performed well. And in this function, it's just a simple function which is a hyperbole, and we have the diagram already and the graph has been drawn, and there is a missing value of which is the value of a from the function of h of x. And also the first question asks us to calculate the value of a. So I'm going to jump straight into it. You have a hyperbole, and we know that a hyperbole is an equation. Well, not an equation. A hyperbole is a function which is given by a over x minus p plus a q. And in here we are given h of x is equal to a over x plus 1 plus a 2. So h of x is equals to a over x plus 1 plus a 2. Now, the other point that we have here is the point where the graph cuts the x-axis, which is the point A. The point A is a minus 2 is to 0. Now, we know that h of x is y, which can be written as a over x plus 1 plus a 2. And then if you substitute a, or the coordinates of a, this is 0 is equals to a over minus 2 plus 1 plus a 2. Then this then becomes a minus 2 is equals to a over negative 1. And if we have to multiply or remove this negative 1, we multiply by a negative 1 on both sides, such that we're left with a is equal to a positive 2. And therefore, our h of x will now be equal to 2 over x plus 1 plus 2. Then let's check the second question here, which says calculate the average gradient of h of x between x is equal to minus 4 and x is equal to minus 2. A grade 12 learner would be able to calculate average gradient by saying either short of avg is equal to, since we're not looking at f, it's going to be h of x2 minus h of x1 all over x2 minus x1, whereby our x1 is equals to the negative 2 and our x2 is equals to the negative 4. Thus, I think I made a slight mistake here, but I think we can erase this to be our x2 and these to be our x1. This will be x2, and then x1, such that if we look at our equation of h of x, we need to substitute those values. So this will be a 2 all over minus 2 plus 1 plus a 2 subtracted by a 2 all over minus 4 plus 1 plus a 2 all over a negative 2 minus negative 4. Now, if I punch this in the calculator, I get a negative 2 over 3, and that will be the average gradient between those 2 points. Next up, for which values of x is h of x greater than 4? Now, h of x is this function, and in this function, if we check here, from this point of the asymptote, from this point of the asymptote, which is the point y is equal to a 2, and then the point here x is equal to minus 1. So from this point upwards, we're looking at the x values at which the function or the y values are above 4. So there's two ways in which you can do this. The simplest, well, not simplest, but the most complicated one that I'd say complicated, we know we have this 4.3, it's h of x is equal to 2 over x plus 1 plus 2, and this h of x is greater than 4. Now, this means 2 over x plus 1 is greater than 4, and 2 over, oh, forgot the plus 2 here. 2 over x plus 1 is greater than 4 minus 2, giving us 2 over x plus 1 greater than positive 2. Now, this, then if we cross multiply, we will get it 2 greater than 2x plus 2. And then this is 0 is greater than 2x, divide by 2, and then x is less than 0. Now, this graph has a asymptote at x plus 1 is equal to 0, whereby the x asymptote is x is equal to minus 1. Now, this means that the graph will not touch at minus 1, but the values that we're looking for are found to be less than 0. And therefore, this means the values of x will be when minus 1 less than x and less than 0. The fourth question, determine the equation of the axis of symmetry of h that has a positive gradient, and you leave the answer in the form of y. So the axis of symmetry, you can find it from y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1, whereby m is equals to 1 because they said it has a positive gradient. And the asymptotes form a point at minus, which is minus 1 is to 2, the two asymptotes that I mentioned above. And then if we substitute this is a minus y minus 2 is equals to 1, x minus negative 1. Then this gives us a y minus 2 is equals to x plus 1. This is a y is equals to x plus 1 plus 2, which is y is equal to x plus 3. Now the last question is write down the equation of the asymptotes of g of x, which is reflection of h over the x-axis. If we reflect it over the x-axis, it means we are moving from the positive x-axis to the negative, not positive x-axis, from the positive y-axis to the negative y-axis. So it means g of x is equal to minus h of x. Now when we substitute that, we get this is minus 2 over x plus 1 plus a 2, and we distributive law, it's a minus 2 over x plus 1 minus 2, and therefore our asymptote will be x plus 1 is equals to 0 and x is equals to minus 1, and y is equals to q, and y is equals to a minus 2. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more trial exam questions that will be coming through and we'll be posting on our channel. Please share and like our videos, and thank you.